on Pulse Ghana. Our goal with this interview is to introduce you to CEOs, the bosses behind the brands, and bring you up and personal with them. Today we are talking about and talking to one of such germs in the business subsector in Ghana. He started a lot of firsts. He initiated a lot of sectors in the business subsector, and he's done a lot. His name is Dr. Kofi Kludjeson. He's the executive chairman of CellTel Ghana. I'm sure most of you remember Kasapa and then Espresso, now CellTel. He'll tell us all the stories behind Kasapa because he founded it, and he'll also tell us the story of how HP Hewlett Packard came to Ghana, and then more stories as well about what he's about to do with CellTel and other brands that he's working with. So, good afternoon, Doctor.
Good afternoon.
And thank you so much for giving us the time and welcoming us to your home. We must say that it's a privilege for us to be here. So, can you tell us how it all started for you, live from the beginning?
That's a long story. You want to go back many years. But I'm grateful that you are here today to talk to me. It's still a privilege, especially to my home. Talk about the beginning years, and probably that might serve as a motivation, for the present generation and the future. Yes, in the early, 80s, I decided, to return back to Ghana from the U.S., and actually I had come to do a study around, at that time it was very unfortunate. My mother was not feeling well. So I actually came to visit her, and whilst there I decided just to look around and find out the opportunities in the field, of information science at the time it's called, was not the ICT. Yeah. I was in a computer school in the U.S. at the time. So when I came back, trying to look around, there were a lot of foreign companies in Ghana. There was not even a single Ghanaian, company, in that industry. But something interesting happened, when I got to NCR, and I was about to leave, the shop after asking whatever questions I wanted to ask. I was called back, by the then sales, executive there. I remember his name very well. It's called Victor Danku, I believe, yeah. So he called me, but I wanted to know why I was asking all these questions, So I said, I came from the US. I'm going to go back. I'm just trying to explore and see whether there's an opportunity to return home and do something in my area of knowledge. So he said, okay, do I mind sitting down? So I said, okay. So I sat down and they gave me some rundown, some of the difficulties that they are having. Apparently they were NCR, but they were dealing in calculators at that time, were very hot products. But then he told me that they knew that there are new trends coming, which are pocket calculators, and I was wondering whether, I could, bring them some pocket calculators to try. So I said, what do you want to do, pocket calculators, So we had a chat, so I said, okay. So I went back to the US. I didn't really think seriously about it. But when I got there, we got in touch, and he seemed very serious, so I had to come back again, to Ghana. So I decided to go to the Radio Shack at the time, who were the largest electronic shop in the US, and I just picked their brand of calculators, So I think they were just 12 at the time. The little money I had in my pocket was only able to afford 12. So I came to Ghana. But when I came back, and I went there, apparently the strategy has changed. That they will not, apparently he told me one-to-one, but apparently the company policy would not allow them to, procure, a brand that is not NCR, a brand that they have exclusivity for. So that was the beginning of my problem. So I got stuck, with the top calculators, He called the accountant and said, well, this young man wanted the help. So couldn't we, help him? Do we need calculators, So the accountant said, yes, the engineering department brought on request, but they couldn't find one, So Mr. Peter Deborah, who then his name was, he decided, okay, see whether you can help him. So they did, so they took over the 12 calculators from me, and paid me about 3 weeks later.
But you got it sold.
I got it sold.
Yeah.
So that was my first experience of making a sale in Ghana.
In business.
Yeah, in business, you know. So
That's how it started.
That's how it started.